So today we're going to be quickly reviewing Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian L. I hope I don't butcher his name. Weiss, W-E-I-S-S. He's an MD. This book. Hopefully the lighting didn't ruin. Okay, so I read this book pretty fast, and it was really, really good. I say the best books to read to start off on like a spiritual awakening would be this one, The Custodians by Dolores Cannon, and also Between Death and Life by Dolores Cannon. If you want to start off like in an awakening process, I think those are the best ones. As per usual, just going to read off my notes that I made during the reading of the book. So let me just start off with saying this psychiatrist is very analytical, logistical, very left-brained, not very open-minded. His world completely changes when this one client of him, her name is Catherine in the book, comes to his office with all these problems, and she just starts miraculously getting better in such a short amount of time, just after going through hypnotic regression. And his therapy is usually not past life regression, but it has evolved to that because of that client. She just started tapping into past lives. She tapped into like at least 15, I think, and she's had 82, I believe, or 86 on Earth, or just past lives in general. This book is really awesome for those that are non-believers, for those that are like, I need someone that's like a professional. I don't believe in this pseudoscience type of stuff. You know, all these people that are naysayers and just are so quick to judge and so quick to, you know, dismiss all this information. There's just like things in this book that there's no way she knows about him, and no way she knows about certain things without her having access to like higher consciousness. So this is definitely the book that I would give to people that are non-believers or are very skeptical in psychic phenomena or parapsychology, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to start off with my notes that I have. One of the ascended masters says the following. So she's able to tap into the in-between death and life realm. And there's a lot of ascended masters there. And this is one of the things that they said. Patience and timing. Everything comes when it must come. A life cannot be rushed. It cannot be worked on a schedule as so many people want it to be. We just accept what comes to us at a given time and not ask for more. But life is endless, so we never die. And we were never really born. We just pass through different phases. There is no end. Humans have many dimensions, but time is not as we know, but rather in lessons that are learned. Wait, that is so confusing. I did a typo. But time is not as we... I think it's, but time is not as we know, but rather in lessons that are learned. Brian says, why do we come back to learn? Why can't we just learn as spirits? And so the client under hypnosis says, those are different levels of learning, and we must learn some of them in the flesh. We just feel the pain. When you're a spirit, you feel no pain. It is a period of renewal. Your soul is being renewed. When you're in physical state in the flesh, you can feel pain. You can hurt. In spiritual form, you do not feel, but it's a renewal period for us. The interaction between people in the spiritual form is different. When you are in physical state, you can experience relationships. Brian asks the Ascended Master, is learning in the physical state faster? Are there reasons that people don't all stay in the spiritual state? And the Ascended Master says, no. Learning in the spiritual state is much faster, far accelerated from that in the physical state. But we choose what we need to learn. If we need to come back to work through a relationship, we come back. If we are finished with that, we go on. In spiritual form, you can always contact those that are in physical state if you choose to. but only if there is importance there, if you have to tell them something that they must know. So someone from the spirit side says the following: there are 7 planes in all, 7 planes, each one consisting of many levels, one of them being the plane of recollection. On that plane, you are allowed to collect your thoughts. You are allowed to see your life that has just passed. Those of the higher levels are allowed to see history. They can go back to teach us. They can go back and teach us by learning about history, but we of the lower levels are only allowed to see our own life that has just passed. We have debts that must be paid. If we have not paid our debts, then we must take them into another life in order that they may be worked through. You progress by paying your debts. Some souls progress faster than others. When you're in physical form and you're working through a life. If something interrupts your ability to pay that debt, you must return to the plane of recollection, and there you must wait until the soul that you owe the debt to has come to see you. And when you both can be returned to physical form at the same time, then you are allowed to return. But you determine when you are going back. You determine what must be done to pay that debt. You will not remember your other lives, only the one you have just come from. Only those souls on the higher level, the sages, are allowed to call upon history and past events to help us, to teach us what we must do. There are 7 planes, 7 through which we must pass before we are returned. One of them is the plane of transition. Right there, you wait. In that plane, it is determined what you will take back with you into the next life. We will all have a dominant trait. This might be greed or it might be lust, but whatever is determined, you need to fulfill your debts to those people. Then you must overcome this in that lifetime. You must learn to overcome greed. If you do not, when you return, you will have to carry that trait, as well as another one, into your next life. The burdens will become greater. With each life that you go through and you did not fulfill these debts, the next one will be harder. And if you fulfill them, you will be given an easy life. So you choose what life you will have. In the next phase, you are responsible for the life you have. You choose it. Okay, and then it says, this was apparently not from a master. He identified himself as we of the lower levels in comparison with the souls on the higher level, the sages. But the knowledge transmitted was both clear and practical. I wondered about the 5 other planes and their qualities. Was the stage of renewal one of those planes? And what about the learning stage and the stage of decisions? All of the wisdom revealed through these messages from souls in various dimensions of the spiritual state was consistent. The style of delivery differed, the phraseology and grammar differed, the sophistication of verse and vocabulary differed, but the content remained coherent. I was acquiring a systematic body of spiritual knowledge. This knowledge spoke of love and hope, faith and charity. It examined virtues and vices, debts owed to others and to oneself. It included past lifetimes and spiritual planes between lives. And it talked of the soul's progress through harmony and balance, love and wisdom, progress toward a mystical and ecstatic connection with God. There was much practical advice along the way. The value of patience and of waiting, the wisdom in the balance of nature, the eradication of fears, especially the fear of death, the need for learning about trust and forgiveness, the importance of learning not to judge others or to halt anyone's life, the accumulation and use of intuitive powers, and perhaps most of all, the unshakable knowledge that we are immortal. We are beyond life and death, beyond space and beyond time. We are the gods and they are us. Okay, this is another quote, another page. All is so fast and complicated. What they are telling me about change and growth and different planes, there is a plane of awareness and a plane of transition. We come from one life, and if the lessons are completed, we move on to another dimension, another life. We must understand fully. If we do not, we are not allowed to pass on. We must repeat because we do not learn. We must experience from all sides. We must know the side of wanting, but also to give. There is so much to know, so many spirits involved. That is why we are here. The masters are just one on this plane. On another night, in a different dream, I was asking a question. How is it that you say all are equal, yet the obvious contradictions smack us in the face? Inequalities in virtues, temperances, finances, rights, abilities, and talents, intelligence, mathematical aptitude ad infinitum. And the answer was a metaphor. It is as if a large diamond were to be found inside each person. Picture a diamond a foot long. The diamond has 1,000 facets, but the facets are covered with dirt and tar. It is the job of the soul to clean each facet until the surface is brilliant and can reflect a rainbow of colors. Now, some have cleaned many facets and gleam brightly. Others have only managed to clean a few. They do not sparkle so. Yet, underneath the dirt, each person possesses within his or her breast a brilliant diamond with 1,000 gleaming facets. The diamond is perfect, not one flaw. The only differences among people are the number of facets cleaned, but each diamond is the same and each is perfect. When all the facets are cleaned and shining forth in a spectrum of lights, the diamond returns to the pure energy that it was originally. The lights remain. It is as if the process that goes into making the diamond is reversed. All that pressure released, the pure energy exists in the rainbow of lights, and the light possesses consciousness and knowledge. Okay. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Our bodies are temporary. We are souls. We are immortal. We are eternal. We never die. We merely transform to a heightened state of consciousness, no longer needing a physical body. We are always loved. We are never alone, and we can never be harmed. Not at this level. We always have lessons to learn. And we all have lessons to learn in this school that's called Earth. We need to comprehend completely the concepts of compassion, love, non-violence, non-judgment, non-prejudice, patience, generosity, and charity and hope. We need to recognize the deceptions and traps of the ego and how to transcend them. We must become aware of the interconnectedness of all living beings, that energy connects us all, and that there is no death. There is only life. There are other lessons as well. We do not have to master all these lessons in one lifetime. We can reincarnate into physical bodies as often as we need in order to learn and master these lessons. We change race, sex, religion, physical health or impairment, and nationality during our incarnations because we have to learn from all sides. We are rich, we are poor, powerful and weak, privileged and deprived. We learn by experiencing everything. No, why are they mowing the lawn? Okay, I'm just gonna finish it really quick. We all have soulmates, souls with whom we have reincarnated many times. Soulmate relationships may be romantic, but frequently they're not. Soulmates, such as parent and child, siblings or best friends, grandparent and grandchild, and so on. Our bodies and relationships change, but the souls are the same. Your grandmother, for instance, may reincarnate as your son. Same soul, different body. We have many soulmates, and we are always being reunited either on the other side or back here in a physical state. Love has many facets. There is so much more to tell you. Much is in the books following Many Lives, Many Masters, but for now, I would like to end by quoting the last paragraph of my original epilogue from the very first edition of this book. I hope that you will be helped by what you have read here, that your own fear of death has been diminished, and that the messages offered to you about the true meaning of life will free you to go about living yours to the fullest, seeking harmony and inner peace, and reaching out in love to your fellow humans. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm getting all emotional over that. But yes, that is my review of the book. It's not even really a review anymore, really. It's just me showing you the highlights of what I like the most in the book. Go get that book, specially gifted to people that are non-believers. If the time is right for them, they will read it, because this information finds you, you don't find it.